We are following some breaking international news this morning when it comes to Brexit. So we're going to bring in Mike Eppel over at 680 again. I know you were watching the markets kind of scratching your head at one point, and then it all made sense when the headlines started rolling in. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Melanie. The first reaction was from the stock market futures, which popped higher. And then, like I say, we saw these headlines coming out of the EU and the UK that a tentative deal has been reached after, well, of course, false starts, so to speak, in a 3-year or thereabouts negotiation process. They're coming down to the wire here to get a deal done. And the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his EU counterpart Jean-Claude Juncker saying that, yeah, they've got a good deal, but it's still, again, needs to be approved by the various levels of government, the parliaments. The British Parliament, for example, will quickly be recalled for a vote on Saturday. So we'll see if we get this actually completed and signed off on, or will there be a pushback because Boris Johnson doesn't have a majority government right now. So, again, still some caution. Nevertheless, we are seeing a pretty good performance here in the early trading activity with the Dow Futures Index surging by 130 points. And the British pound, which has been a benchmark for all of the Brexit swings and misses, the pound is up by better than 1% in the early trade this morning. Other things we're watching today include the 1-year anniversary of legal weed sales in this country. How have those pot stocks done since the legal sale of cannabis took effect a year ago this day in October? Well, those cannabis companies have actually been going up in smoke for the most part, with Canopy Growth, the biggest player. It actually peaked 2 days before October 17th, October 15th, a year ago, at more than $73. This morning it's around 26 and down about 60% over the past year. Aurora is down 65%. CanTrust, which ran into all sorts of issues with Health Canada, got its license revoked, and CanTrust, the biggest laggard of the index, down by 87% on a year-over-year comparison. We're also looking this morning at a tentative deal between General Motors and the United Auto Workers in the United States. They're going to be looking at a leadership vote on that for the UAW today, and then they'll put that to the rank and file likely over the weekend, still deciding whether or not to end that now 5-week strike for the U.S. automaker and, of course, the ripple effect that has had on the Canadian and operations in Mexico as well for General Motors. Melanie, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for all of this. Have a